What happens when a once persecuted faith overcomes the world's most powerful empire? Christianity, which began as a small, marginalized sect within the Roman Empire, transformed into the dominant religious force that reshaped Western civilization. The rise of Christianity not only altered Rome but also contributed to its eventual downfall. At its peak, Rome was a melting pot of religions. The Roman Empire embraced polytheism, emperor worship, and the deification of rulers. Meanwhile, Christianity emerged from a small Jewish sect in the Roman province of Judea. Initially viewed as a fringe belief, it posed little threat to the religious diversity of Rome. However, its unique monotheistic belief system set it apart from Roman practices. Early Christians refused to worship the emperor or participate in traditional Roman festivals, which led to frequent persecutions under emperors like Nero. Despite its small beginnings, Christianity planted the seeds that would eventually challenge the religious and political foundations of the Roman Empire. Christianity offered something unique that Roman society didn't: a sense of belonging and hope for all, regardless of status. While Roman religion was tied to the state and the elite, Christianity emphasized spiritual equality, making it appealing to the poor, slaves, and women, groups often marginalized in Roman society. Its promise of eternal salvation and a just God resonated with those suffering under Roman rule. As economic instability and political chaos plagued the empire, Christianity's message of peace and redemption provided an attractive alternative. The faith fostered a strong community that supported each other through charity, creating a bond stronger than traditional Roman societal structures, setting the stage for its widespread acceptance. The Roman Empire's attempts to suppress Christianity only strengthened its resolve. Persecution, far from diminishing Christian numbers, often inspired others to join. The stories of Christian martyrs, like Saint Sebastian and Saint Agnes, who were brutally killed for their faith, spread widely. Their willingness to die rather than renounce their beliefs showcased an unshakable conviction that attracted new followers. Rather than discouraging the spread of Christianity, these acts of martyrdom inspired reverence and admiration from both believers and non-believers. The more Christians were persecuted, the more they became seen as heroes whose faith gave them strength to face even death, helping the religion gain sympathy and support. The turning point came with Emperor Constantine's conversion to Christianity in 312 AD. Constantine's victory at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, which he attributed to the Christian God, led him to issue the Edict of Milan in 313 AD, legalizing Christianity. For the first time, Christianity was not only tolerated but protected by the Roman state. Constantine's favor towards the religion allowed it to flourish within the empire's political structures. The First Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, also organized by Constantine, was a pivotal moment as it unified Christian doctrine and strengthened the Church's influence. This gradual integration of the Church into Roman governance ultimately shifted power from the emperor to the bishops and the clergy. Christianity's rise undermined many of the traditional Roman values that had held the empire together for centuries. Roman culture prized honor, bravery in battle, and loyalty to the state, while Christianity promoted values such as humility, pacifism, and devotion to God over worldly power. Christians rejected participation in practices like gladiatorial video games, which were central to Roman identity. The growing influence of Christian morality shifted public opinion away from these once cherished traditions. Roman festivals and rituals gradually lost their significance as the Christian message of moral purity, nonviolence, and spiritual equality gained ground. This erosion of traditional Roman values weakened the cultural cohesion that had long sustained the empire. As Christianity gained state support, paganism, which had defined Roman identity for centuries, began to decline. Under Emperor Theodosius I, Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire in 380 AD, and pagan practices were gradually outlawed. Pagan temples were closed or converted into churches, and festivals were replaced with Christian holidays. Many elites, once staunch pagans, converted to Christianity, accelerating the cultural shift. Paganism, once deeply intertwined with Roman public life, lost its influence. The Roman pantheon, festivals, and rituals that had once defined the empire's spiritual life were replaced by Christian teachings, leading to a profound transformation in the religious landscape of the Roman world. As the Roman Empire's political and social structures crumbled, Christian monasticism emerged as a stabilizing force. Monks and nuns, withdrawing from the chaos of society, created self-sufficient religious communities that preserved not only Christian texts, but also important works of Roman and Greek literature. Monasteries became centers of learning and refuge, providing a stable environment amidst the empire's decline. These religious communities fostered spiritual discipline and became the backbone of the Christian church, continuing to promote Christian teachings even as Rome disintegrated. Monastic life embodied Christian values of humility, simplicity, and devotion, allowing the faith to survive and grow during a time when the Roman world was falling apart. Christianity's emphasis on charity and helping the poor set it apart from Roman society, where social welfare was largely non-existent. Christian communities took care of orphans, widows, the sick, and the poor, creating a network of social services that became indispensable as the Roman state weakened. This charitable activity won over many hearts and minds, as the church stepped in where the empire had failed. By providing food, shelter, and care to those in need, the church built a strong reputation and earned loyalty from the people. This network of charity not only spread Christian values, but also increased the church's influence, eventually positioning it as the central organizing force in post-Roman society. From its earliest days, Christianity posed a direct challenge to Roman authority. Christians refused to worship the emperor as a god, which was seen as a subversive act in a society where religion and politics were deeply intertwined. Over time, bishops became increasingly influential, often acting as mediators between the people and the state. As Roman political authority waned, the church's authority grew. Bishops, particularly in major cities like Rome, became powerful leaders, trusted by the populace more than Roman officials. This shift in authority from state to church played a significant role in Christianity's triumph over Rome. By the 5th century, the Western Roman Empire was crumbling under the weight of barbarian invasions, economic collapse, and internal strife. As the empire weakened, Christianity continued to grow. Many Romans shifted their loyalties from the failing state to the thriving church. When Rome finally fell in 476 AD, it was Christianity, not the empire, that offered stability. The church became the unifying force in Europe, stepping into the power vacuum left by the empire's collapse. Christianity's network of bishops, monasteries, and communities helped preserve Roman knowledge and culture while providing spiritual and social leadership, ultimately shaping the development of medieval Europe and ensuring Christianity's dominance in the post-Roman world. As Rome collapsed, many questioned whether Christianity had played a role in its downfall. In response, St. Augustine wrote The City of God, a theological work that argued Rome's fall was part of God's divine plan. Augustine contended that earthly kingdoms, like Rome, were temporary and doomed to fail, while the City of God, symbolizing Christianity, would endure forever. Augustine's work helped solidify the idea that Rome's legacy would live on not through its empire, but through its transformation into Christendom. Christianity's rise from a small persecuted sect to the dominant force in the Roman Empire is a remarkable story of resilience and transformation. By appealing to the masses, surviving persecution, and integrating itself into Roman power structures, Christianity not only survived but flourished. As Rome fell, Christianity rose to prominence, shaping the future of Europe and Western civilization. The fall of the Roman Empire marked the end of one era and the beginning of another, with Christianity at its heart. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Tales for more engaging historical content, and hit the bell icon for updates.